I am a proud black Donald J. Trump supporter, and I don't have no problem with saying that. It ain't no shame in my game, although I get a lot of backlash and criticism from people that are my similar shade, the ones that support the party of pro-choice but have a problem with other people that choose differently from them. Um, you know, they like to think that I'm supporting a white racist supremacist, but they can't name me one policy that Trump has signed that was racist. Meanwhile, I can tell you what the party that you support has been behind. Just in case you forgot, your party was behind slavery, was behind the KKK, which was a terrorist group, was behind the Jim Crow laws, and also was behind the 94 crime bill that incarcerated mass numbers of African American men. Okay? And that has suffered from that still to this day. I'm sure a lot of us know somebody that's a felon or have that on their record because of that bill alone. Okay? So y'all can miss me with this BS. And you know that little fake black Indian woman that they had neck and neck in the polls saying that they were side by side when that was found to be untrue? She reportedly was locking up or holding, should I say, African-American men longer than their sentences just to get cheap labor out of them. But y'all don't want to talk about that. Interesting. And then you want to say that I'm a part of the 8% that voted for Trump. Now I see why our president is trying to get rid of the Department of Education, because this liberal education ain't worth shit. The math ain't mathing, you guys. Remember back in the days when they said that it was the black vote that determined which side would win? Why do you think they were flying all these illegal immigrants in? And they had Obama out there pandering to us to vote, okay? Although when he was president, he didn't do absolutely nothing for us. And he was from Chicago, a city that's riddled with black-on-black violence, but did not visit Chicago reportedly one time during his entire 8-year presidency. All of a sudden, he came out this past election cycle pandering to us. Okay, why do you think they did that? Because it was more than 8% of us that voted for Trump. If he won the popular vote, he won all 7 swing states. He won over 300 electoral college votes, and he won more votes than he won the last time. What make you think that it was just 8% of us that voted for him? Oh my gosh, wake up, get a clue, do research. What you say, Lord? I forgive you because you know not that you've been bamboozled.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your man Wise. Got a couple of clips to share with you guys. Hey, there is a large amount of black people that are defecting from the Democrat Party. I'm 100% here for it. I'm glad to see it's happening, although there still isn't enough. This next clip I'm going to share with you guys, hey, it's a doozy, but we got to get into it. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Let's keep going.
Said, I've never seen so many black men worry about illegal immigration and abortion until they had to justify supporting Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Never. And I've been in politics since I've been a teenager and couldn't even vote. And I've never seen so many black men, oh, these are legals. Oh, abortion. When I'm like, bro, you got like 3 baby mamas and your ass on the corner selling. Yeah. So it's like, tell me the reason. I respect you more if you say, hey, I don't want a brown woman in that chair. It was misogynistic. Got it.
That's how little that they think of us, is that something so trivial as it being the other candidate being a woman, being a quote unquote brown woman, something as trivial as that was enough to, get 20% of black men and another 8% of black women to not support Kamala Harris. It couldn't have been about the issues. It couldn't have been, about her platform or lack thereof. It couldn't have been that the first stop she made was at RuPaul's drag show. It couldn't have been that the only platform that we know that she was really running on heavy was pregnancy terminations with no restrictions around it. It couldn't have been, that she didn't speak to the issues of the masses. It couldn't have been that this lady was 100% in lockstep with gender affirming care with no restrictions. It couldn't have been that, could it? Come on now.
I didn't have a problem voting for the black dude, but you had a straight problem voting for a brown woman. And I don't claim she black or Indian because that's her thing. I'm like, for a brown woman who literally would have not, people like, oh, both sides of the coin. No, one is going to slit your throat. The other one might stab you. You get what I'm saying? I'm trying to get the one that's gonna stab me. I got a better
And then
chance of
she
surviving.
had a plan for black
Had a
men.
plan,
She had a
had a
plan
whole plan, but it didn't
black
matter
men. It
because
didn't
that
matter.
ego. The
It did
same thing
not
with Trump,
matter.
though. That's why I told people I don't dislike Trump because Trump told you exactly who
Yeah,
he
he told
was.
you. You got to
And so
respect that.
I said, but the same thing. Trump tapped into the base nature,
Mm-hmm.
especially in 2020, of what white men were feeling. Because
Yep.
real talk, white women did this whole pushing of toxic masculinity, and we was like, every man ain't toxic. What are y'all talking about?
That's the disrespect that, I'm frustrated with, is that they boiled it down to us being misogynist, and that we're not smart enough, not politically astute enough to look at the issues, and compare and contrast both candidates. We're not smart enough to do that. When people say, oh, illegal immigration is an issue, it's a definite issue. They drive wages down. They've obviously sucked up tons of resources, and they're taking American jobs. This is a fact. We covered this last week, or maybe it was the week before last. The days start to run together. But we covered this when the meatpacking plant out there in Nebraska, when it got raided. Next thing you know, they had 100 jobs, and they had over 1,000 Americans apply for those positions. And they had a picture of a brother, young black man, applying. They said that they, black folks wouldn't do those types of jobs, working in warehouse, meatpacking plants. Last time I checked, those are jobs that a lot of brothers work. And to be honest with you, a lot of Americans work. But unfortunately, we do have a group of people that are so politically ignorant that they don't know what they're supporting. I mean, heck, we just had a primary happen where people in New York City voted for a socialist and they didn't know what socialism was. The number one trending phrase or question on Google Trends last week was, what is socialism? So you had a swath of people support a candidate and they didn't know exactly what they're supporting. And again, you had a lot of black women that only supported Kamala Harris solely because they thought she was black. They didn't care about her issues. They didn't care about her platform. And to be honest with you, whatever platform that she had, quote unquote, for black men, she couldn't explain it. She couldn't elaborate on it. And she wouldn't go anywhere that wasn't friendly to her. So the people that supported Kamala Harris because she brought Meg Thee Stallion on to twerk for y'all, the people that supported Kamala Harris because she paid Beyonce to get out there and tell y'all to support her, and they paid Al Sharpton, paid Roland Martin, manipulated interviews to make her look a lot more intelligent and articulate than she actually is. All those people, y'all been duped. And y'all looking at us like we're the ones that's got a problem or that we're wrong. No, it's you guys. Y'all need to take the time to do your own due diligence. Now, if you want to support, a person that's for, pregnancy terminations, up to the 9th month, and in some cases after, if you're for gender affirming care with no restrictions for children as young as a year old, if you're for that, if that's what you want to support, by all means, if you want to support them pushing this agenda in our schools on our children, but we got kids that can't read on grade level, can't do math on grade level, but they know all 67, thousand daggone pronouns. That's a problem. If that's the type of candidate that you want to support, God bless you. I don't agree with it, but do you. But don't sit there, you know what I'm saying, and denigrate us because we're looking at the candidates at face value and we're looking at the issues that we support, that we feel like make sense for our country. Because the reality of it is this previous election, it was about us, but really it was about the future direction of this nation. What kind of country are we leaving to our children? What kind of country are we leaving to our grandchildren? So forth and so on. That's what this was about, man. Let's keep going.
You got to give it to Donald Trump. He's negotiating all these ceasefires. You got to give it to him. You got the Congo and Rwanda. I didn't even know Congo and Rwanda was at war. Until this ceasefire.
And they've been going at it for quite some time.
Until Trump brought up this ceasefire between Congo and Rwanda. It was a 30-year war at that. And over 6 million people had died in that war. I had no idea. I know the countries Rwanda and Congo, but I didn't know they was at war. I do remember the incident with Rwanda where there was an issue. There was a war between two factions in Rwanda. I believe it was beef over two tribes, the Hutus and the Tutsis. I do recall that situation in Rwanda. It was basically genocide. And I do believe they said about, was it 4 million people died in that conflict? But, man, I had no idea, like, that Rwanda was at war with Congo. That's crazy. Who else is that? Who else is possibly at war? But you got to give it to Trump, man. He's negotiating hella ceasefires. He's telling these countries, like, if y'all at war, there ain't going to be no trade deals for y'all. Like, if you're a war country and you want to fight, you could just fight. But if you want a trade deal with the USA, y'all gonna have to bring y'all wars to an end.
The crazy thing is that people don't want to give President Trump his credit. They don't want to give him his props. I mean, we're talking about really, really conflict. Not conflict. We're talking about situations that the conflict it just runs deep. Think about the Pakistani Indian conflict. These are brothers, but they've been going at each other for decades. Same thing, down there with the Congo and Rwanda. Same thing. They've been going at each other for decades. No one has decided to step up and say, hey, man, we got to stop this. This doesn't help anybody. It doesn't help anybody. And the fact that President Trump is willing to get out there, and put his neck on the line, because if it goes foul, if it doesn't go right, hey, this could go haywire and it could make him look bad. But the fact that he had these people at the White House to discuss a ceasefire and they got a deal done, phenomenal. Let's check out this clip from CNN, though.
Jobs not done. A foreign minister from Rwanda told CNN, he said he's committed to supporting this ongoing negotiation, but warned that ending the conflict will depend on political will and the good faith. And he doesn't know if that is true, referring to the DRC's government. It's not done. It's not done.
Hey, the crazy thing is you're going to watch this lady get fact checked in real time. She's going to get a community note in real time by Scott Jennings. Scott Jennings is a beast.
You didn't watch the news yesterday. They literally announced it in the Oval Office.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. This is indeed a historical day because it's the signing of a peace agreement between Congo and Rwanda to end a conflict that has been going on for 30 years.
Let me ask you a question.
Literally in the Oval Office.
Can I say something?
Friday afternoon.
You said something earlier. You said, and you kind of agree with Pete, when he says there's something about the media where they feel like they want to disprove Donald Trump. Is that what you said? Something to that effect?
Yeah, it happens every day.
And you think that's what they want to do, right? You think the media is going in to say he's lying and he's not telling the truth. Do you believe that?
That is the standing disposition.
Do you believe that he tells the truth?
Yeah, I do.
Every time?
You think
all presidents do that?
think the president tells the truth? This current president tells the truth often?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. I also think that, to our point that we haven't established, he does announce things before it's too soon.
They literally had the countries in there.
The program isn't.
I feel like you should watch the news before you come out here.
I feel like you should stop trying to defend him just to defend him.
I feel like you should watch the news.
I think you guys stop.
Why Carrie Champion is on there talking politics, for the life of me, I don't know. She probably should go back to sports. Seems like there's some uncomfortable energy right there, the way she's, close and in this man's face. Now, Carrie Champion is a nice looking woman. Scott Jennings is a married man with children. Hopefully that's not the case. But she obviously does not know what she's talking about. And she gets on this show and pretty consistently makes herself look really bad. Really bad. But let's check out these clips here.
So, as Caroline has mentioned, President, first of all, I want to let you know that I'm the only African reporter accredited here at the White House and covered for the entire continent. So I just arrived from Congo, Democratic Republic of the Congo, yesterday. I went to see firsthand how the people is feeling and the president's message, President Felix Tshisekedi, about this upcoming peace deal. And let me tell you firsthand what I've witnessed myself. I spoke with the people on the street. I spoke with youth. They know your name. They know that our president named President Trump is working hard to finally bring peace to the country. I saw hope. They have hope now for a better day in Congo. They see what you're doing as a future, better future for Congo. And I had opportunity to sit down with President Felix Tshisekedi for an interview because I want to understand his mind, what he's thinking, his feeling about everything that your administration is doing. And he told me firsthand that for many years, many American presidents overlooked this conflict. They didn't do nothing. Even myself, I cover President Biden's administration. I pressed many times about this conflict. People are dying in Congo. This country has so much potential, but they need help because this war is destroying the country. Right. They never gave me any answer. And he told me, President Tshisekedi, that you have no idea, he's very thankful for what you're doing, for what your administration is doing. Not only him, the entire Congolese people. They see that finally they will have hope. And President Tshisekedi also mentioned at the end of my interview that when peace finally comes to the Democratic Republic of the Congo, he's thinking to nominate you as a Nobel Prize Peace because he said you deserve, you have been working to bring peace in the world, not only at the Congo, and he's very hopeful to meet you in the future.
That's so nice, boy, and that's so beautifully stated. And Caroline said, number one, she did say, and I shouldn't say this because it's politically incorrect, she said, she's beautiful, and you are beautiful. I'm not allowed to say that, that could be the end of my political career, but I said it anyway. But you are beautiful, and you're beautiful inside. So I wish I had more reporters like you. So you covered Africa for a long time?
Yes, for over 10 years.
Wow.
I cover even your first administration.
Yes, I know that. That's great. Well, thank you. That's so nice that you said that.
And look at that. They won't give him the credit. We know CNN, they hate that this dude is having success, which is weird. How do you hate a person so much that you wish that they fail, and their failure actually affects 300 million people, and to be honest with you, billions of people around the globe? The hate in these people's heart is just, the Trump derangement syndrome is just a wicked, wicked virus. It really is, man. It really is. But let's hear from President Trump.
Mr. President, Kara Castronova from Lindell TV. Now that your administration, and congratulations, has secured peace in Africa to a bloody, horrific war that's gone on for decades and no other president could do it, do you think the mainstream media will finally...
I'm telling you. But you're right. No other president could do it. They tried, and they didn't even try, I don't think. I actually don't think they tried. Do you think Biden tried? He didn't know he was alive.
Do you think the mainstream media will finally give you credit where credit is due?
No, the media will never give me credit, but the people give me credit. That's why I'm here. The people.
That's all that matters.
That's why we're here in a landslide. We got all 7 states. We won the popular vote. So the media won't give me credit, but the people give me credit. That's more important to me.
And he's absolutely right. Mainstream media won't give him the credit, but the people will. The people that live in these areas, I'm sure the people in India, the people in Pakistan, they feel really good about the peace agreements that was happened. Kept a lot of people alive and safe. Same thing, with Rwanda and the Democratic Republic of Congo. Those people down there, I mean, they've been going at it for 3 decades. Think about that. 3 decades, just war-torn. So many bodies, so many lives lost. So many bodies, mutilated and people just injured out there. And when you have war, it's hard to build. It's hard to grow. It's hard to innovate, when you got that, because people are just stuck in survival mode. So I appreciate President Trump, getting out there and pushing this message of peace, but then also brokering peace across the country, now across the globe. And it's difficult. He has a tough job, man. He has a very, very difficult job. And unfortunately, not only does he have a tough job to do, but he's also got to fight and contend with the mainstream media press on a day-to-day basis. And he's absolutely right, man. The media, they won't give him credit. Y'all got a chance to see Carrie, spouting, getting community check right in real time. And she didn't even have the nerve. She didn't have the gall to say, hey, I was wrong. Oh, I didn't realize that had happened. She didn't even do that. She just kept going. That's what you get on mainstream media, man. But I want to hear from you guys and what your thoughts are on this in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. Turn the notifications on to all so you never miss an upload. I appreciate you guys, man. Join the ARP family. Or you can buy your brother a coffee. That link's in the description box if you'd like to support the channel financially. Hey, join us 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for ARP in the morning. Come check us out. If it's your first time, let me know so we can properly welcome you and show you some love in the chat. Keep God first, stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you all next time. Peace.
Vibes so raw.